Carbolic.
What? Alright. Good evening and welcome to OLTP Season 2, Week 3. Today we have, at 8:30, Spikedelic Death Caps versus 0.12 Rubles. With us today are Radiant, Sizzle, and myself, Carbolic, commentating. Just checking the ready status of the red and blue teams.
Go.
Looks like we're all in game right now. The game is about to go underway. We have a TagPro in the middle. Really close battle, it looks like, for one. And De La Berry, never mind that once, just left the game, going back to groups. They're only playing with 3. He's just rejoined, but that's given Elamero an opportunity to get the Juke. Bull Jogo has a rolling bomb. That should make it an easy start, even with Memsy Ride, with the TagPro taking out Elamero to begin with, 1 boosting in to get the grab. Not going to get away from Verona or Drink Bleach, but Bull Jogo's rolling bomb is still active, uses it. Elamero comes in just in the nick of time, using his Juke Juice to get away through the top, and Myro Closec on the other end of the field is away hanging in the bottom right.
So that was a bit of luck to the blue team, getting both of the 2 out of 3 power-ups here.
Probably wouldn't have happened had one not have left the game, but they do have a flag in base. They have a clear gate. Only one is ahead of Elamero right now, and the blocking is superb enough for Elamero to roll in with an easy cap, putting him 1-0 to begin with. Drogo can't get them another cap on the board. Myro Closec, but maybe one can, just not making it away from Drink Bleach power-ups in a couple of seconds. Looks like there's a battle hanging in the left-hand side, but Drogo almost getting the middle one before one blocks him out of the way just in the nick of time, using his Juke Juice to get away from Drink Bleach's rolling bomb, using the blast off to get away through the left-hand side, and just with a pixel to spare, getting away down the left-hand side of Bull Jogo. The score is now 1-1. This is a much faster game than we've seen so far. One is back in the base with his Juke Juice to use some more. Gonna try and use it with the help of Myro Closec's TagPro, but Drink Bleach has got the flag and is running around in the top left section, while one is unseen by the other team until now. When he goes down through the tunnel, he's got 3 people in the base and only one person who's going to help to block, backtracking a little bit, but just getting himself right up against the wall, giving Drogo an easy return. Klosek is coming around down the bottom right, still hasn't been spotted by the enemy team. He has now, but he's got a clear path. One blocker, Venetic's just not able to block Aylmer. Aylmer gets the return, the regrab chain has begun, and here we have Rubles applying as much pressure as they possibly can, which is terrific stuff. This is what's going to help them to win the game, in my opinion. Power-ups respawning in 5 seconds. Has anybody got any focus on that? They can get...
Bleach
no,
getting
it looks like Bleach has got the middle juke juice, that is right, but while he's distracted with that, Klosek goes for a grab using the bomb to get away. If they can clear the gate and he can boost in to get a cap, but no, Mary coming in just in the nick of time. That's going to be the for this match, in the nick of time. One using his rolling bomb to go through the top, Aylmer boosting in away from Klosek and Venetics. One putting his rolling bomb to good use to get Verona away from him and get some breathing room. Aylmer is getting cornered by 3 of them, but just boosts away again in the nick of time to get away through the bottom. Both flag carriers are under, and the power-ups aren't going to be spawning anytime soon. Is tracking through the center while MC Ride seems to be the only person chasing him. One barely avoids Verona and Bald Drogo, the very close snipe from Verona, but just manages to get around the corner just before he could. But Verona does get him as he goes around the spikes. Now Aylmer is the only one holding the flag until Klosek grabs it again, going down the right hand side. That was a fast-paced start, respawning again.
So this is an interesting strategy by Venetics. He's actually defending the empty flag, which is recommended, not usually recommended, but on this map, because the regrab trains are so severe, I think they're opting for this tactic here.
If you can make it work, it can work really well, and it might not work this time, however, with Drink Bleach. If they can get the return on one, Drink Bleach with his rolling bomb, but one sly little one gets away through the bottom, boosting in past Joko, almost through Aylmer as well, who did have a juke juice. Only one person to beat that return. This isn't going to happen anytime soon without some miracle happening for either team.
Excellent dodge by Bleach. Deathcaps seem to be on the receiving end of a constant regrab train, so it seems to be going well for Rubles.
It was the same problem that happened as one tries to go for the cousin's kiss, which might not have gone as well as he planned. It was the same thing that happened in the Fireballs Wu-Tang Clan game. I can't say if it happened in a game that just happened before. It was the constant pressure and regrab train the Fireballs were able to maintain that just kept the pressure on Wu-Tang Clan and got them that win, and that seems to be what Rubles are trying to do here, but it might have just slipped away from them a little bit. MC Ride's got a flag in base and a juke juice in his hand. Aylmer is distracted going for the juke juice, but he has just enough time to keep MC Ride away. And Aylmer does use that juke juice to get away through the bottom, and he's now clear now. In fact, Verona barely missing the snipe. The skin of his teeth on MC Ride, and that could have actually resulted in a cap potentially, but he doesn't get it. Myro Klosek is just lunging all over Aylmer, but can't get anywhere near him, and MC Ride is juking like a madman away from Drink Bleach and Verona. One of, in my opinion, the strongest defensive duos in the league. Aylmer doing a fantastic job to get through Venetics and Klosek. Again, by only a couple of pixels, he's going away through the right-hand side, while one is waiting for his team to do something so that he can make use of the flag that he's carrying. I don't think there's any power-up control for anyone right now. It doesn't look like anybody's going for any power-ups, and the mirror might be hanging around that middle. One gets cornered by the 3 re-grab holders, Drogo, Bleach, and Verona, and the snipe finally does happen on Aylmer, so Klosek swoops in to grab. Drogo does the exact same thing. They pass ways. Doesn't look like any returns are going to happen, except for Verona getting Klosek and a rolling bomb in the process.
So MC Ride is continuing to play extremely well this season, especially with the hold times, and I've noticed that A and MC Ride are playing extremely conservatively and not trying to rush in, stalling for hold times, frustrating the defenders.
Would you say that that was the better strategy option, or do you think that trying to go a little bit faster and more aggressive would be safer?
So personally, I think the stalling tactic is actually very frustrating, because communication can be very hard on this map with a lot of different positions that are hard to describe.
Klosek isn't able to make it into base, but Drogo might be able to. Bleach converging on MC Ride in the top corner, but the return just doesn't happen. The Drogo can't get the cap. MC Ride is just making the chasers look stupid, and they're all just going for a regrab. Our death caps. 3 people seem to be constantly in the base going for a regrab, which is probably what is doing the best job of stopping them from cap. I don't think, well, until now, there's been less than 1 person in the base, less than 2 people in the base. Drink Bleach has got a rolling bomb. He's not going to get returned. Until now, MC Right, if he can make it through the bottom, Drogo's the only person with the flag. Fnatics can't get a return.
Unlucky.
Drogo just boosts underneath the ball of Closec and above Venetics to get away and save the day. So the score is still 1-0, very slow-paced game 1. Another person who's going to save the day, if he can get away to try and replicate what Drogo did, he almost can. He can stay alive for just long enough, but Closec is able to swoop in to grab and get away, so that's not going to be a cap for Spikedelic death caps either. Drogo is coming in, but MC Right and 1 are both there waiting for him, and now he's slowing down enough that Venetics is able to get the return. Alamare is going down the left-hand side. Verona's trying to converge on Closec to get the return. Closec is still trying to stay alive. He just gets away from Verona, just gets away from Drogo and Bleach, and Lamare doesn't look like he's going to get caught anytime soon. Pair-ups seem to be totally out of order. Maybe that doesn't matter if Drogo can get away through bottom without 1. And Closec getting cornered by Drink Bleach, and Verona gets returned. Drogo sees the rolling bomb to the left. Maybe he'll think that's pretty interesting. He does try to go for it, but it looks like Verona's going to be forced into it first. 1, on the other hand, does have a Juke Juice, which I believe he took from the right-hand side. But with all 4 people ahead of him, one of them being the flag carrier, I don't think that he's going to be able to utilize that Juke Juice too well. Drogo saying hello to his fellow flag carrier, maybe even going for a kiss soon. Not quite. Drogo is still running around in the middle up into the top left. Closec is the only person chasing right now, with Venetics going for anti-regrab and MC Ride waiting for that regrab, which he does need eventually as Closec gets returned, getting bumped out of the way by Closec. Speaking of which, Drogo just waiting for that return as well, which he does. And actually, sorry, wrong person. Alamare is there for the regrab though. Again, the regrab and the regrab and the regrab is all they're doing. Their anti-regrab just isn't enough from Venetics, and even when they are doing anti-regrab, it's just they've only got 1 chaser and they can't get the return anyway, so Spikedelic death caps are just holding onto the flag constantly and making him look stupid, really. What do you think that Rubles need to be doing to improve to try and get the flag in the base Carbolic?
Personally, I think there should be at least 1 person closely chasing the flag carrier, because that actually gives a team who's chasing information about the position of the flag carrier. So, for example, MC Ride is currently doing what is, I think, a very optimal strategy, is keeping away from both chasers, so to minimize their enemy's information.
It's working for him now, but it might just work for a couple seconds more as he can get through. He's got the block with Drink Bleach, and only a couple of tiles ahead of Drogo to get the cap. The score is now 2-1 with 60 seconds left in the game. 1 is coming into the base, 3 people in the base, 3 blockers. Drink Bleach might be able to bomb and get away from all 3 of the enemy team to get away through the top and save another cap from happening. It was that train that almost got them even further in the lead. 1 has a rolling bomb, and they've got the return on Drink Bleach, unless he can do some miracle wall bounce, which I bet he learned from all that OFM time that he's done to get away. MC Ride misses the snipe, as does Alamare, accidentally bumping his teammate into a spike rather than getting a return. Venetics does snag the return on Drink Bleach finally, but Alamare is just away down bottom just in time. Closec doesn't leave the rolling bomb from 1, probably a smart move. Alamare would have got it otherwise. They're trying to close in, and Alamare the best I can, but he's a slippery guy, as we've shown in the past couple of maps. 15 seconds left. MC Ride has got a brilliant snipe. Drogo with the regrab and the rolling bomb, but Verona's going to get the return on 1. Now both flag carriers have rolling bomb. Both of them just run out, sorry. Drogo is trying to go through the top left. 2 seconds left. That's not going to be enough time to make anything happen except for a very ambitious snipe on Closec. You can see the hold times are insane. Alamare racking up 4 minutes and 1 second to hold time from just 10 grabs.
And interestingly enough, despite the massive hold times, we did have a very large, low-scoring half in this game. It's very similar to the last game that was played by myself.
Second half about to get underway in 20 seconds. As we've shown in matches in the past, is that generally one half is really low scoring, one half is really high scoring. In the first season, not so much in this season though. Who are you tipping to take this match? It's only 2-1 up to the Rubles. I think is going to take this match, Carl.
I believe Rubles will continue to do very well. I've noticed that MC Ride has been doing extremely well with the hold times.
Well, the Spikedelic Deathcaps have just made amazing use of a TagPro to only have one person to beat and 2 blockers to cap within the first 20 seconds, so they're back in the game. The score is now 2-all. Drogo might be able to get another one going down the right-hand side, and Close going up but getting cornered by Verona and Drinkleech slipping away. Drogo somehow makes a miracle boost route all along the bottom using the blast off.
So that was actually assisted by Venetics bombing the button and blowing up the 2 bombs on the side.
Curious as to if that was intentional. Closek is going away through the top. Getting a fantastic snipe is Bald Drogo, but one is there for the regrab, so Alamare is going to have to circle around a little bit more. We're playing NASCAR some more today, it looks like. I think this map is pretty notorious for things like that. One's got the flag. Spikedelic Deathcaps do not. Can one make something amazing happen here? There are power-ups respawning in only a couple of seconds. Maybe he can grab one. A Juke Juice in the center, that might be all he needs, unless Alamare gets it first, gets the return just in time. Close set goes Flag Pro, grabbing it, going down bottom. Drogo gets the power-up that he needs, going down to bottom, but he misses the snipe through the tunnel. He would have had the cap if he had have made it through, but he just stuffed it up, and now he's got MC Ride and Venetics in front of him, and now the TagPro of Close Sec, which will probably run out in a couple of seconds anyway. Bald Drogo's out going through, almost running straight into the face of one, and Close Sec goes through. That was very poor from Bald Drogo, and he'll probably be kicking himself for that. That was a cap that probably could have meant the difference between winning and losing. Probably would have. And he's just missed the easiest boost route in the whole map. Spiking yourself is one thing, but running straight into a wall is another. Drinkleech and MC Ride both carrying the flag, meeting each other in the top left corner of the map. MC Ride weaving his way through Alamare and Verona. Verona almost knocking fellow defender of Drinkleech into a spike. And Myro Closek does have a lunge at Drinkleech, but just misses, as does A. A looks like he's waiting for the power-up on the right. Doesn't look like any of the Rubles are waiting for any power-ups until MC Ride goes for the left, and then he gets a TagPro. It's always a TagPro. You know one thing, if you're a flag carrier waiting for a power-up, it's always gonna be a TagPro.
Yes, it always is. So MC Ride doing a tricky V-bounce off the little 1 block near the gate, missing Verona.
MC Ride weaving through the gaps, just continuing to hold the flag. We're 2.5 minutes into this match, and we're just starting to break into the 60-second mark for hold times, Drinkleech being the first to do so. And MC Ride's going to do it very soon as well. MC Ride should hang around. Again, the same situation that's happened last time, but for Rubles, is that they've only got one person who's chasing the flag carrier. And MC Ride's just having absolutely no trouble getting away. That was a very good snipe. Alamare now got the regrab though, easily, so we're just back to square one. Nobody seemed to be making any ground at all.
So this power-up should be up soon. It'll be interesting to see if A can grab the middle. Oh, he does. Gets a rolling bomb.
Turns out it's not a TagPro this time for MC Ride or Alamare, as they both get very helpful power-ups for them both. Alamare is weaving back for his base, just waiting for the return to happen, but it doesn't look like there's communicating that. Maybe he's going to have to get return himself. He misses MC Ride with the rolling bomb return, runs straight into a spike, but luckily Drogo is there to grab the flag and get away, otherwise that would have been absolutely disastrous. Just two absolutely poor mistakes now that would have potentially resulted in caps and have now just lost. So Drogo, another mistake has just happened. Drogo boosting straight into a spike, and this is me saying that people should not be spiking themselves like that. It's coming from me. Again though, is there for regrab, so not all is lost going up into the top left. MC Ride's just still held onto the flag. Has he died yet? 2 minutes and 18 seconds of hold time right now. I don't think he's actually died now. Venetics goes for an ambitious blast off return. Closek goes for another one using the remaining.
So that was a clever play by A there, hiding into the place where the item lies instead of going through the 2 wide gap, so as to prevent the blast off return.
They've got a TagPro on in their base. Ball Drogo's coming in the flag. Can he get? Just can't get under 1. That TagPro of Alameo wasn't used that well, but he has another chance to use it well. If they can get the return, Drink Bleach just gets a gap. The 0.25 second rule was not big enough, and they do get the cap. There are now 1 up on aggregate 2 over this half, but 1 might be able to bring that back to a tie if he can come into the base and they can get the return. And the blocks, Verona, who is normally known for defensive prowess, grabs the flag and gets away to save the day with what an interesting booster out that was. He's just completely gone the other direction, almost getting away from Closec, but not quite. Ball Jogger there for the regrab. Venetics barely missing the snipe, but 1 still holding the flag in the bottom right corner of the map. Ride and 1 are doing a really fantastic job of holding the flag just for as long as they can. Certainly a lot better than Alamero and Drogo have this half. Verona trying to close down on 1, although I think it might be largely due to the fact that they've got no one chasing them, do they? Closec is on regrab. Verona's there to get the return. Drogo might be able to get the cap, but Closec just is too far away from any chaser for that to happen. As a TagPro down the left, which could potentially mean the difference between getting a cap and not getting a cap. TagPros are incredibly useful in this map, probably more than any other. Going for the blast off kiss though, does Closec. One going flag pro, going along the bottom. That's not how you use TagPro very well. He's going blast off with 2 blockers. That was no communication there, but he almost did split them actually. There was absolutely no communication there.
So interestingly, A is ahead now. Looks like this is going to be a cap.
And he's turned that around because of that lack of communication. They've now turned it over. 4 minutes left of this match to go, and Spikedelic death caps are 2 caps up. One might be able to bring that back down yet again, but just too much pressure from the defensive Spikedelic death caps opts to turn around. Rolling bomb in the middle. If Closec can get it, and he can get the cap easily, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't look like he needs it though. Alameo grabs the flag. I'm sorry, but that was just... Alameo grabs the flag with the TagPro, gets the return, gets the cap size, as I think was known a little while ago, and prevents what should have been a really easy cap if Venetics had gone for the suicide to force Alameo away from the flag, and Closec could get the cap there, but that didn't happen. Wasn't thinking quick enough. Ball Jogo grabs a rolling bomb, which keeps him alive for another 5 seconds. Closec is going around down the bottom. Still no cap. Looks like it's going to be happening anytime soon, with both flag carriers making some distance between their chasers. Drogo, however, is being closed down by Venetics, but the blast off gets him away, but forces him straight into his fellow flag carrier. Alamero has only got MC right ahead of him. He does have a boost that he can use. Closec is now ahead. If they can get the block on Closec, which is easier said than done, but they do get the block on Closec. Alamero comes in from the cap, and now 3 caps in the lead are Spikedelic caps, and with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go, I don't think they're going to be able to come back.
So death caps are interestingly sacrificing Drogo's flag carrying times to give A the flag as to maximize their chances of capping, as A has done very well with a flag. Especially on this map, he does very well by himself.
That was a fantastic cap right there, and a huge mistake from Closec spiking himself. That could have been another cap, which would have definitely put them back in the game. Only 1 cap down, but 1 did get cap earlier, thanks from the TagPro from MC Right, I believe it was. There is another TagPro to the left, maybe they can use that. Closec has a chance to redeem himself here if he can not spike himself this time. They've got the blocks on Alamero, and they've got the gate. Closec gets the cap. Then they're only 1 cap down. They would have been tied up if Closec hadn't have spiked himself before, but maybe if he didn't spike himself, they wouldn't have had the opportunity to get their cap. 1's away through the bottom right. Only 1 person to beat if he can blast off and get the blocks, which Drogo gets there just in time to stop the cap. But there is still 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. They're definitely still in it. If they can get 1 more cap, is definitely doable. 2 caps to give them the win might not happen though. Alamero getting closed down by MC Right, but is forced into a spike. Closec gets an amazing grab with the bomb to get away through the bottom right, and Drogo meets him down in the bottom right, but does get flag and get away, which prevents the cap. Mario Closec is going to try and juke 3 people, one of whom is the flag carrier, who goes for the sensible decision to just grab and get away. Alamero and Drogo should certainly start playing a lot more conservatively than they have been before if they want to secure that win, just to stop the enemy team from getting any caps rather than trying to get any caps for themselves. Alamero is doing a fine job of that, going away through the little gap. Looks like he could have got an opportunity to cap, but 1 does grab the flag. Venetics boost through, so he's now been cornered by all 3 people in half a second. That was really fantastic convergence from the enemy team. MC Ride gets the snipe. They've shut down the re-grab, it looks like so far, but Bleach just tries to get away through the top and gets returned by his fellow flag carrier. They've got a TagPro on offensive defense to take out Verona. Bleach flies to get the snipe from behind. Bleach grabs the flag, boost straight into MC Ride and returns sloppy. There are just so many mistakes happening from Spikedelic death caps right now, which are resulting in a lot of caps, and the score is now all tied up with 35 seconds left to go. This could potentially be another tie, but MC Ride has a rolling bomb, Closec has a juke juice, and one has the flag, and he's coming in the base with one person ahead of him. If he can get the snipe to get through, he can't get this boost to get ahead. He's just ahead of Bleach. He's just made it past Joga. This is really, really tense right here, and they've finally got that TagPro on the offensive defense. 15 seconds left of his half to go, and Closec has positioned himself really well, but Drake Bleach has positioned himself even further to get the return. That might have just prevented the cap altogether. Elamir is coming all around through the top side. Closec is the only person to beat, but he's just slowed down. He could have taken the blast off and got the cap, but he didn't. He slowed down, and he spiked himself. 2 seconds left to go, and he spiked himself to prevent himself from getting another cap. It was incredibly close towards the end. So many mistakes that would have resulted in caps. Closec in particular, who spiked himself, that definitely would have been a cap, no doubt about that, but he missed it out and spiked himself, and the score is 5-all in this half. Statement that is given by the fact that I think Spikedelic death caps for the past 2 weeks have been the favourites to take out the title. Fantastically close game, especially towards the closing stages. It got really, really, really tense. Dokugan, what would you say was the biggest thing that, maybe both teams were doing spectacularly well or particularly wrong?
Dokugan seems to be suppressed at the moment. Is someone able to unsuppress?
Alright, about Kabolic.
Sorry, what was the question?
What did you think? I might have accidentally just misspoke when I said Dokugan. I think I meant to say Kabolic. What do you think was the thing that both teams did particularly well or particularly poorly that resulted in such a tense game with some really good and really bad plays?
So personally, I think the flag carriers did very well, especially A and McRide, because they were keeping the distance from the chasers and actually maximizing their hold times, not necessarily rushing in to get a cap, and especially keeping the regrab train going. So especially in the latter half, Rubles maintaining the momentum, and they managed to gain 3 caps in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Closec is here, the captain of the Rubles, who were definitely the underdogs going into that match. What did you think that you were going to win that match? I think you predicted a tie actually in your call, so that's the first time you've ever got a prediction right. What did your team do so well that made you from being the underdogs to, well, at the very least, getting a tie and getting you 1 point?
First off, I'd probably say I wouldn't think we were underdogs. I think that our side and Death Caps are 2 very evenly matched teams, and I think, like any other day, Death Caps could have won or we could have won. Ultimately, I think it just went. We were pretty unlucky in several occasions there, and so were Death Caps in some spots. I think it was just a really good game from both sides, and I do think that we were unlucky to walk away with a draw. We could have got a win there, but yeah, it was definitely a very good game.
Thank you, Closec. Would you have any other comments?
I will say personally, they fucked up quite a fair bit. But yeah, like it was a very good game. MC won. Venetics played out of their minds as always, and Deathcaps, fair credit to them, they played really, really well. They held the flag for ages and ages and ages, and made life very difficult in offense. It was. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like playing the game, it's different to watching the game, obviously. But it was a very good game to play, and hopefully it was a good one to watch.
Thanks, Chris. We'll try to get someone in from Deathcaps.
Just before we do that, I do have one thing, Closec, because this isn't going to go unnoticed. In the later stages of that second half, you had an opportunity to cap. Nobody was ahead of you. If you had not spiked yourself, Very
Yeah.
reminiscent of perhaps Cap 22s and balls to the wall on 45 last season. What did you do? You just spiked yourself. Did you?
I had a boost into space, into the base sizzled there.
I'm as Doc again said, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the #1 fail of the week, especially because it was that crucial of a fuck up. It was, I don't know. I think that's just more how I've been this week. I've been sick pretty much all week, and I guess when it mattered, it kind of happened, which was not a very good thing to do. I thought I was home free, obviously not. I'm so disappointed that that wasn't a cap, and that probably would have been the one that won us the game. But oh well, everyone makes mistakes. I guess we just have to learn from my mistake and move on as we go through the season.
So here we have A. Lameo. What kind of questions should we ask him? If not, just your general questions, comments and thoughts about the game, eh?
It was pretty tight, but I think nearly all their caps were due to them, like Closec mainly having a TagPro in their base, and so we got the sort of fuck off sizzled. We got the kind of getting out of base juking, and then the blocks. That's where we got all our caps, and then we got them slowly, and then they got the caps like in rapid succession because of their power up control, which we had like none of. I think actually really cost us the game.
So during the game, I praised you and Drogo with the many handoffs, especially giving the handoff in situations where you had a clear grab, and you did very well holding the flag for very long times. Has this been a practice strategy, or is this part of your natural repertoire?
The regrab.
Just regrabs, handoffs in general. I think you made very good tactical plays there.
All of the regrabs were actually unintentional. There were no tactical regrabs, which is what we usually use some of, but none this time. It was just luck, I think, and intuition.
Luck and intuition, so take note of that, watchers.
Yeah, I think there was only one that I can think of, which I handed off to Bleach, but that's about all I can think of.
Any particular improvements you could see in your team's game?
Not really, no. I didn't think we did. I don't know. I think the defense might have been a little bit tighter this time round. But we still have terrible power up control, and that's like, yeah, that's what really gets us.
Alright, thank you. So that was Ayla Mail from the Spikedelic Deathcaps. So that will be it for tonight. Thank you for watching. So this was OLTP Season 2, Week 3, third game. Thank you everyone. That was Sizzled and myself, Carbolic, commentating for the night. Thank you.